Apparently something happened before, and I guess I was not audible to everyone. So I'm back. Actually, I was just winding up the video with the revision of the information that I share. So yeah, what I was telling was, I have already explained the 10 words. I guess I need to explain it again. Okay, I'll quickly explain, but I was very elaborate first time. So I'm going to explain it again. I hope I'm audible this time. I'm sorry, something happened. This technology around me is really, oh my god, I need to understand it. I've never been on this platform before. Okay, without further ado, now the pages of my book have also kind of moved from where they were initially. Okay, so I'll start from the start. So the first word, so this is the first word that we read was abate, A-B-A-T-E. So abate means to decrease, reduce. Like NASA announced that it would delay the launch of the manned spacecraft until the radiation from the solar flares abated. That is, they decreased or reduced. Like, for example, you fight with your sibling and you say that until his or her behavior abated in terms of hitting and kicking you or yelling at you, you're not going to talk to them. Abate, that is to decrease or reduce. Then next word is abdicate, A-B-D-I-C-A-T-E. So, which means to give up a position, right, or power. Like the example that I'm going to give you is from this book, which says Romulus Augustus, the last Western Roman emperor, was forced to abdicate the throne in 476 AD, and the Germanic chieftain Odoacer became the de facto ruler of Italy. So again, I guess in my previous video, I was trying to explain what is de facto. What does de facto mean? De facto means like in fact, by the very fact of that particular situation. Then next we move on to the word aberrant. ABERRANT. This is the third word. Okay, I hope you're able to see now. Yeah. Okay, deviating from what is normal. The example for this word is going to be when a person's behavior becomes aberrant. His or her peers may become concerned that the individual is becoming a deviant. Basically aberrant from what is normal, like what is happening in the normal day. If that doesn't happen, then it is aberrant. That is deviating from what it usually is. Okay, so now what does deviant means? Now, deviant means a person whose behavior differs from the accepted standards of society. Like anything. Like, for example, today I'm generally like for example, I eat only 2 times, but then all of a sudden I start eating 4 times. Then it is deviant of my usual behavior. That is, it is different from how I usually eat or how I normally eat. Okay. Next is abeyance. After aberrant, ABEYANCE, abeyance. So abeyance means temporary suppression or suspension. Like a good judge must hold his or her judgment in abeyance until all the facts in a case have been presented. So temporary suspension or temporary suppression or suspension. So, like maybe you would not like to take, a decision in abeyance to a certain fact that you would want to know about before making that decision. Next is abject. So, what is the spelling of abject? ABJECT. Okay. So, abject means miserable, pitiful. So, John Steinbeck's novel, The Grapes of Wrath, portrays the abject poverty of many people during the Great Depression. So, how many of you have read this book by John Steinbeck? Anybody? Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nobody! Even I haven't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Okay. So what what I meant was, but now after reading this sentence, I would like to have a look at it. You know, the Grapes of Wrath, written by John Steinbeck. It is about the Great Depression and the kind of abject poverty around it. So now you would remember the word abject. Okay, even I would. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I thought I'm writing on an iPad and I kind of scrolled it. Okay. So next is abjure. 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 So which means to reject, abandon formally. So most members of the religious society of Friends abjure the use of violence to settle disputes between nations. So it's like completely abandon it, completely formally abandoning a certain act. Like in this case, the religious society of Friends abjure the use of violence to settle disputes between nations. Like, okay, so next is abscission. So how do you spell that? Abscission. Okay, repeating something twice and explaining it with so much enthusiasm. Second time is little difficult for me, so some benefit of doubt on that, please. Okay. Okay. So abscission. Abscission is the act of cutting, the natural separation of a leaf or other parts of a plant. So the sentence example in this category is two scientists, Alan G. Williams and Thomas G. Whitten, have hypothesized, yeah, hypothesized that premature leaf abscission is an adaptive plant response to herbivorous attack. So, like for example, a cow approaches a tree to eat its leaves, and the leaves fall off that tree. So, it's their response. Uh, so, this kind of abscission is an adaptive plant response to a cow's attack. Okay, so abscission, the act of cutting, the natural separation of a leaf or other parts of a plant. These are like two different things. Like no, same thing, but two ways of defining the same word, abscission. Okay, next is abscond. So abscond, abscond, like to depart secretly. Like for example, you give me a bag of chips, you really love it, but I abscond with that bag of chips. Why? I mean, that's a separate discussion altogether. But yeah, abscond is to depart secretly. Okay. So another example of a sentence in this for this word is a warrant is out for the arrest of a person believed to have absconded with $3 million. Okay. So next word is Abstemious. How do we write it? How do we write it? We write it like this. Okay, are you able to see this? Yeah? Okay, so the word is, where is the word? If I move, the pages of my book move too. No, I don't want that. I want them to stay where they are. Okay, abscission. So, abscission, I think we haven't written this word. Abscission. It is in the context of the example I gave you about cows trying to eat the leaves of a tree. Okay. Okay. So I guess I wrote this. Sorry. So abscission. Then abscond is done. Then abstemious. Abstemious. So abstemious means moderate in appetite, like you eating an abstemious diet and I eating an abstemious diet is a complete thing in the past. Like you can eat an abstemious diet, like a moderate diet, but maybe I cannot. I cannot have an abstemious. I don't have an abstemious diet or an abstemious lifestyle. Like in this. Okay, for this word, there is a sentence, a very good sentence. Some research suggests that people with an abstemious lifestyle tend to live longer than people who indulge in their appetites. Like there are people you must be knowing who eat only once a day, twice a day, or thrice a day, and they don't have food multiple times a day. This way, you're able to give some rest to the organs of your body, and they are able to, have a longer life with you. So, like within you. So basically, having an abstemious lifestyle tend to live longer than people who indulge in their appetites. For me, it's a complete myth because I eat all the time, like really, literally all the time. Now, last word is abstinence. Abstinence. So, abstinence. So, abstinence means the giving up of certain pleasures. The monk's vow of abstinence includes all intoxicating substances. So, what can you abstain yourself from? So, abstinence, giving up of certain pleasures, like my vow of abstinence will include giving up eating all the time. What is yours? Okay, so that is about it. So today we learned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 words. The first word was abate. I will revise it for you. Abate. Abate means to decrease or to reduce. The next word is abdicate, to give up position, right, or power. The next word is aberrant, which means deviating from what is normal. The next word is abeyance, which means a temporary suppression or suspension. Next word is abject, miserable, pitiful. And abjure is the next word, which means to reject, abandon formally. Like I gave you this example in the context of the religious society of France, who completely abjure the use of violence to resolve any kind of disputes between nations. Then is the word abscission, the act of cutting, the natural separation of a leaf. Remember the example I gave you about a cow and how the abscission of leaf is an adaptive response to the attack of a cow on it. The next word is abscond, like to depart secretly. Remember the example I gave you about us having a secret chips of a bag of chips together, and I really like it, and you really like it, and I just abscond with it. Okay, so the next word is abstemious, which is moderate in appetite. Like you can have an abstemious lifestyle, maybe. I cannot. The next word is abstinence, like the giving up of certain pleasures. Like for you, it might be something else. For me, it's like eating less food, like abstinence. Like in this example, the monk's vow of abstinence includes all intoxicating substances. Like my vow of abstinence would be eating less every day, a little, like little. Okay, so these are the 10 words that we learned today, and I will end of the month, every month, I'm going to conduct a quiz, and I will. People who would want to participate can send me, write me on my email, and I will send them the test. And whoever submits it correctly, and the top 3 people who submit it correctly are going to receive the gift certificate from me. The first one is going to only receive the gift certificate from me, but I'm going to introduce the first 3 people who are able to submit the correct responses to me, like all of them. And also, if they are with me since day 1 till day 30 days in a month, sometimes 31. Okay, so have a great day, have a great night, and take care. All the best. Bye.